Victory in Barth for Safran-Guy Cotten, a bombshell on the last day in Portugal, Sailing World Cup in Hyeres. You're watching the Sailing Updates Destopnews. Welcome to the office. Guenole Gahini and Paul Melat aboard Safran-Guy Cotten win the 12th edition of the Transat AG2R in Barth. Thanks to a very good speed and extremely cautious strategic choices, the two men sailing together for the first time dominate their 12 competitors. This result is quite unexpected for my first big race on a Figaro. I owe this result to Paul's massive experience. Once again, I'm really grateful he accepted to come with me. Earlier, the pair enjoyed the fabulous scenery when sailing around the island of Barth. We had enough time to really savor it. The coastline is beautiful and sailing around the island was fabulous. Following 22 days at sea, Guenole and Paul finished just over an hour ahead of second place Fabien and Johan aboard Massif. They were stronger than us. They always managed to stay south of us, and that's what makes the difference. The 30 coursers and Cornwall offers an exceptional final for third place. These two have been sailing neck and neck for a few days, and the battle is fierce. Only separated by a few dozens of meters, both teams are approaching the port of Gustavia. After a great match racing battle, Alexia and Laurent control their opponent to maintain their tiny lead, and joy erupts when they cross the finish line. When the other is right behind you, it's always end up like that. When you really want to control your opponent, it looks like if the boats were attracted to each other. 87 seconds is the tiny gap that deprives the duo of Cornwall of the third podium position. It's an adventure. It's 3 weeks of life at sea. Sometimes it can end like this, a match racing in the bay. This is sport, but it's also a mixture of human history. It's quite complicated to summarize it when you just got here and want to go for a beer. A bombshell on the last day in Portugal, thanks to the magic of her tactician Vasco Vascotto, Peninsula Petroleum wins the RC44's title in Cascais. The conditions are great for the match racing with a sea breeze blowing at 20 knots. By winning every races, the triple world champion Ed Baird on Synergy leaves the crumbs to his opponents. A good breeze along the coast combined with the impressive Atlantic swell welcomed the competitors for the fleet racing. Impeccable on the third race following a terrible start, Peninsula Petroleum manages to overtake Aleph right on the finish line and takes the lead in the overall standings. Nika has an awesome second day in the light to medium breeze. Terry Hutchinson, their new tactician on board, is brilliant. On day 3, the sailing conditions are very different. Nevertheless, Nika confirms and ends the day with another beautiful score sheet. The last races, held on Sunday, will be crucial for the Cascais Cup. Starting with 12 knots, the wind increases throughout the day to a gorgeous 18 knots. The ideal conditions are back. After narrowly missing the title in Virgin Gorda last month, Peninsula Petroleum concludes the Portuguese stage brilliantly. She beats Team Aqua second, and an unfortunate Nika who had an unlucky last day. The next stage of the RC44 circuit will be held in Spain. Over 1,100 sailors representing 59 nations are gathering in here for the ISAF Sailing World Cup. Held in the 10 to 12 knots of breeze, the medal race concludes the week-long championship for the 10 classes invited. An intense final in the NACRA 17s, the Italians Bissaro Sicuri snatched the victory ahead of the French pair Besson Rioux and the Australian Bangkok Curtis. In the 470s men, the Australians Belcher Willis are back in their winning form ahead of the Greeks Mantis Kagialis. In the 470s women, the victory goes to Kiwi Aleph Pari. The Brits, Wiggly McIntyre, are second, and Aga Provencha from USA third. In the 49ers, Peter Burling Blair Tuck already won the event before the medal race, so the battle for second goes to the Irish Sitten McGovern ahead of Olympic champions Adrich Jensen. In the Finns, the Dutch Peter Jan Potsma wins the medal race and the overall ahead of Klijakovic from Croatia and the French Thomas Le Breton. In the windsurfers men, Polish Miska could not lose gold on the final day. His compatriot Tarnowski is second, followed by the Dutchman Van Rijsselberg. In the laser standards, the Australian Burton manages a 5th place and overtakes the leader near Z, Maloney. Winning the middle race, Dutch Van Snadenberg gets bronze. Rendezvous next week, same time, same place. Until then, goodbye and fair sailing.